What up, it's Dane here. In this video I'm going to be telling you how to build more muscle for bodybuilders and the most common mistake that's going on today. Okay, before we get into the video, make sure to click the links in the description down below. Free skinny to buff program and training program to get you started right now. Okay, if you don't know already, I'm coming out with a Get Big video series video course. It's going to be good, man. It's going to be sick, so make sure you get it when it comes out. It's literally everything about building muscle, training, nutrition. We're going to be giving you meal plans, like periodized training program, food sources, how much protein, carbs, fats in every single food source, the best food sources to eat, all that kind of stuff. So make sure to get that when it comes out, and there's much more to it as well. Okay, so let's get into it. The biggest mistake most bodybuilders are making is they're not lifting more weight over a period of time, aka progressive tension overload. That's the primary factor to muscle growth. Okay, I'm not saying that frequency, volume load, all these kinds of things are not important when it comes to muscle growth. They certainly are. However, if you have all of them but you don't add more weight onto the body over a period of time, then don't expect a lot of muscle growth over a period of time. So now that we know progressive tension overload is the #1 factor to muscle growth, let me tell you exactly why this, or where the squeeze, feel, pump, where it came from. Right? Okay, so feeling the squeeze, the pump, it all came from in about the 80s, where all the bodybuilders, they were just like doing high reps, which is fine. It's got its own time and place. However, none of this stuff matters if you're not adding more weight onto the bar over a period of time. For example, look in your gym. If there's some massive guy and he's lifting the 20 kg weight, say 20 kg dumbbell shoulder press for time after time after time, and he's not adding more weight over a period of time, he's just lifting the quote-unquote baby weights, and he's massive, it's probably 100% certain that that guy is on steroids. He's taking a juice, so keep that in mind. However, if you look at a bodybuilder in your gym that's lifting a lot of weight and he's quite big, it's quite, certain that he's natural, because 99.9% of the bodybuilders that are lifting a lot of weight, they're getting stronger over a period of time, are definitely, like, almost certainly natural, right? So to conclude, probably the biggest mistake these bodybuilders are making in this day and age, and a lot of people are doing this because they're following their favorite physique bodybuilder, say Dorian Yates, Phil Heath, or whatever. They're just copying that, but they're not taking the same drugs as them, and that's why most people are not making muscle gains fast enough, right? Add more weight onto the body over a period of time. Okay, to clarify, I'm not saying you need to add more weight every single workout, because this obviously does depending on your level. If you're a beginner, you can add workouts, say about almost every single workout. If you're intermediate, this might be 3 to 4 weeks. If you're advanced, this might be 3 to 4 months. So just try to add more weight progressively over a period of time, and I guarantee you will see muscle gains. Okay, so let me use a quick example. If you look at a powerlifter and a bodybuilder, the main aim for a powerlifter in their sport is to add more weight onto their body over a period of time. And for some bodybuilders, especially in today's day and age, whatever you want to call it, they just focus on a squeeze, feel, and pump right now. By the information I've given you, which one do you think is going to get bigger over a period of time, right? And I'm talking naturally, right? I'm not talking about drugs. Naturally, the powerlifter, when they diet down, they will probably look a lot better than this bodybuilder that's handling the same weight every single day for, say, 1 year, and then just focusing on a squeeze and feel. I guarantee the bodybuilder will get blown out. Okay, so another big mistake that bodybuilders are making is food intake, right? They're not taking in enough food. A lot of them just want to stay lean year round all the time. Okay, that's fine, and I'll tell you exactly how to build muscle and stay lean year round. That's completely fine. But now let's look at powerlifters, right? Powerlifters are they don't really care if they have six-pack abs the whole year round. However, they're adding more weight over a period of time, and I guarantee when they diet down, when they just lose all this body fat, they'll look so much better than a natural bodybuilder that's obsessed with staying lean. The reason being, obviously, is they're not giving their body the building blocks it requires to build more muscle. Okay, now one thing I do have to mention, this does also depend on your level of training. For example, beginners, real newbies that's never even lifted a weight, they can't actually eat even in a 2,000 calorie surplus to build more muscle, right? Less of that calorie is going to go into adipose tissue, the fat tissue, than say a moderate and advanced, right? If you're advanced, your calorie surplus is probably not going to be as big as a beginner, or is definitely isn't going to be. Okay, so to conclude, to give you the information you probably want to hear, is that the optimal range for a bodybuilder, optimal advice I would give them is just to don't worry about food intake too much. Accept the little fat gain, and then you move into microcycles of cutting, losing that body fat. That's just what I call micro bulking, micro cutting. I do this myself. I think it's the best way you can do it. You just basically bulk for say 2-3 months, or even a bit more depending on how much body fat you're holding already. Once you lose your abs, or losing some of your abs, however much body fat you don't want to accept, then you lose that body fat, then you go back on a bulk. This way you take 3 steps forward, like 2 steps back, right? You keep moving forward, and this is basically how you build muscle and have six-pack abs year round. Okay, now you're probably wondering what method of training should you use. Now I've told you about gaining more strength, using a pump and squeeze sometimes because it's got its own time and place. Remember, that's metabolic stress. So we need progressive tension overload, which is the mechanical tension, second factor metabolic stress, and third factor muscle damage, which interlinks with metabolic stress. Okay, so my recommendation would to do something like power building. Power building, as it says, is combining power lifting, quote unquote, with basically bodybuilding, right? So in a workout you can do focus on a big compound exercises. Some people will say just do focus on squat, bench press, deadlift, increasing weight on them. However, I just personally think increasing weight on compound exercises and working them in that fashion, that's just good enough, right? And then after you've done that, you can just move on to the bodybuilding portion where you work on a 6 to 12 rep range, and then you're obviously working more metabolic stress, more muscle damage, and that will give you the building blocks or even that type of training just to build more muscle mass. So the method of training I would recommend you is to do the power building, or you can just do block periodization, which I give a lot of people. That's basically just doing 3 to 4 weeks of the hypertrophy cycle, working about say 6 to 12 reps or whatever hypertrophy rep range you want to work in, and then after that hitting a 3-week strength cycle, right? And the reason being you want to hit the 3-week strength cycle, and even if you're a bodybuilder, you probably think, oh, I'm not training for strength. That's sure, you're not training for strength, but if you're not adding more weight onto the bar over a period of time, you're not going to gain as much muscle as you are just by focusing on a squeeze, feel all the time, etc. You need to block periodize your program. Okay, so the reason this works is because by increasing your strength over a period of time, by hitting the strength phase, you'll be able to handle more weight when you move back into the hypertrophy cycle. Meaning, in a hypertrophy cycle, say you were doing 30 kg bench press for 12 reps, now you go into a strength cycle, you do say 40 kg for, I don't know, like let's just say 6 reps or something, basically just increasing the weight. Now when you jump back on a hypertrophy cycle, you'll be able to do say 35 kg at 10 reps, and that's increasing the volume load again over a period of time, leading to more muscle growth. Okay, now by increasing the weight on the bar over a period of time, by increasing the volume load, and by getting the food intake, not being too anal about it, not being worrying about gaining some body fat, you'll be able to gain muscle very, very fast, right? Faster than just by focusing on a squeeze and pump and being anal about your food intake. Okay, one thing I have to clarify just before we end this video, because this video is probably getting way longer than it needs to be, is you can just do 4 weeks hypertrophy, 3 week strength, but don't jump straight back into the hypertrophy cycle. Take 1 week deload week, and then we can do the same thing again, 4 weeks, 3 weeks. So basically this is a lot of stuff, or the biggest mistake bodybuilders are making when they try to build muscle, right? They're just following their favorite bodybuilder's routine. They're not taking the same drugs. So as a natural, your main focus is add more weight onto the bar over a period of time, basically increase the volume load and get the calories in to build more muscle. Now that's kind of what you, not everything you need to know, a little bit what you need to know, but like I said in that video course, man, I tell you about volume training, range of motion, how you do the exercise, mechanical tension, all the mechanisms of hypertrophy, so much more. You got to get this program when it comes out, man. And the reason being why I'm charging for this is because it's costing me a lot of money to actually make it, right? The Skinny to Buff program didn't cost a lot of money for me to make, so I'm just putting it out for free, although it did take me time to research. So anyway, that's the end of the video. Let me know if you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you found it informative. Stay positive, subscribe to the channel already. Share this with your friends if they like going to the gym, doing the squeeze, feel, pump work, and then they'll thank me later, man. I'm telling you, I see this way too often. Skinny guys coming into the gym, jumping on a lat pull down, not even starting with a compound exercise, trying to focus on increasing the weight over a period of time. They're doing isolation movement, not focusing on progressive tension overload, and that's why a lot of bodybuilders in this day and age are still quite small, because they're not taking the drugs, they're training like a drug bodybuilder. Anyway, subscribe to the channel down below. Stay positive, stay smiling, and as always, you already know the deal, man. I'll see you in the next one.